first of all, talk about, you just got, we're here in St. Croix, and you got the Lifetime Achievement Award from the YES, the Young Entrepreneurs Solutions movement. You know what I'm saying? So, did that mean anything to you, getting a Lifetime Achievement Award? Is that important to you?
I mean, if I don't get a Lifetime Achievement Award, I'm not tripping. But when I do, and I'm appreciated, it always feels good to know that the things I'm doing and the things that I've been representing aren't going in vain. It's recognized.
Yeah.
You know, it's going down in history as a positive and not a negative.
Yeah.
You know? And it's been a while. I'm 51.
Yeah.
And I've been outside in the public eye since I was about 19. So the fact that I'm still relevant, I'm still recognized, that the things I've done in the past still mean something today, and the things I'm doing in the present mean something in the future.
Yeah.
That I'm still active, that I still got new product. You know, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Talk about the young people. What do you get from the young people? Do you get inspired? Do you feel hopeful about the future? What do you get from the young energy here?
I mean, you know, the thing is that the people that are my age, at least, 10, 20 years ago, didn't listen to me. But these kids, they do listen. And they're smart enough to understand that I'm not speaking based on intuition. I'm speaking based on facts. Mm-hmm. Even though back then I was right, but it was intuition.
Right.
Now I have a track record of being successful and also of being a forward thinker. Mm-hmm. Also a track record of empowering our culture, especially when it comes to us recognizing our own power. And what we have the ability to do, and what we've been tricked into believing we can't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how does that? So I'm gonna just jump forward. We're talking now about a lot of conversation around Kyrie, Kanye. The underlying content and subject matter is empowerment. We can talk about other people all we want, but sort of the underlying conversation is about truth and empowerment. I think those are the two main things that are being discussed. As you make, sort of what you just said, how do you feel about that now? Being, the walk that you've walked, which a lot of it has been forward thinking.
I'm a very confident guy. Mm-hmm. So when I was speaking back then, I knew I was right. I was confident in what I was saying to the extent that I didn't stop saying it regardless of what other people were saying or doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that people are starting to use what I'm saying and apply it to their lives, and that it's making their lives better. Mm-hmm. I'm well received because the advice I've given that people have taken has reflected in them evolving in an economic way, right, in an independent way. And I get a lot of thank you for shaking me up, for making me realize that I've been asleep. Right. And I ain't been dreaming, I've been living in a nightmare. And the only way to change the narrative is to actually change things. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that that's being embraced. Right. And that it's being recognized.
You talk a lot about Web 3.0, metaverse, et cetera, et cetera. Are we here right now? Are we really, are we here right now? Or are we in a matrix?
Well, like I said, we created the metaverse, but who created the universe? Right. And we can't be so arrogant as to think that we are the first ones to actually do this. Mm-hmm. We only emulate our father. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The people that created us. These are the, you got to remember these are the caveman days of the metaverse. Yeah. So what would it look like in 30 years? I just believe we're a form of AI.
That's interesting. But artificial.
Yeah. If you look back and you look into ancient texts, you got to kick it with a guy like Billy Carson who translated the Emerald tablets. Mm-hmm. But in ancient texts, it says that, humans started out not so evolved and got genetically modified. Mm-hmm. Alien DNA from the Anunnakis. Because there was an intergalactic war. Okay. They went to Mars, had a war there, they went to Earth to mine for gold because it was better for the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to be building all the pyramids, so they taught the humans how to build. Right. But they didn't have the intelligence, the evolution. if you look at the time they say we was monkeys to the time we became human, the evolution is impossible
For that
to
truth.
evolve that fast.
Right.
Impossible.
Right.
So it's in ancient text. It makes logical sense.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I just can't be so arrogant to think we are the first of all time to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You know, or we're the most evolved version of intelligence,
Yeah.
especially where we at with it.
Yeah.
We still fight physically.
Right. Yeah. Right.
There's still so much division.
Right.
You know, as long as people think to get to peace, you gotta have war. And we ain't gonna never get to peace.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You have to have understanding to get to peace.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we always fighting for? A man-made doubt.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So to me, men make things to divide us so they can control. Money, laws, school, education.
Mm-hmm.
It's from fear of being taken over.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I just think because we're so strong as a culture, we've been tricked into believing mentally that we are weak and we need another culture to make us get where we got to go and for validation.
Mm-hmm.
Good trick,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not fooled.
You made up the term culture vulture, which is basically a part of our vernacular now. You also made up chatty patties, which is still something I use to this day. What do you think about the
And
state?
pause, too.
And Paul, you
It made a pause.
We-
Dare
we-
anybody to say that my crew didn't make that up. I dare anybody to say that.
nah, y'all
We made
made
that
that
up.
up.
We made that up.
Y'all made that up. Shout out to Akbar Cook in the building who overly uses pause.
No.
I'm like,
Because when I'm around, you gotta hold, because I'm funny. He likes to snap. So,
right.
you know, he can take it like he paused. He like to get it, but he's a funny cat.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you gotta
definitely.
watch out. But he knows that if anybody catches him slipping,
Mhm.
because he sets such a high standard for everybody else, like I do,
Mhm.
that the minute that there's any chisel in that armor, there's gonna be jokes.
So you're right. No doubt.
But laughing is the best thing for us. Keeps us healthy.
Yeah. But culture vulture is a specific term, and it actually has no racial connotation. You could be a black culture vulture, you could be a white culture
And
vulture.
there's a lot of black culture.
Yeah. How do you feel like that's exists now in the framework of where we are in hip hop now?
I think because of the way culture vultures move, and that I've been able to articulate it, they've had to move different. You know, so it's still the same thing. It's just they try more of a finesse.
Right.
But instead of taking your publishing, they're going to take your rights for your YouTube, your digital rights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just a different finesse.
Yeah.
It's when they buy things from you that you don't think are worth anything for a very cheap price.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, you know, I say it. What you own is called your master. You give it to somebody, they're your master. You keep
Right.
your master, you stay the master. Period.
Yeah.
And it's in the language. It's in the verbiage. It's right there. Just look at it. Don't look the other way. Just because you're in survival mode.
Right. Now you commented on Kanye earlier in the weekend. You mentioned about his history of mental illness, but where does he fit into all this? Because Kanye is really one of the most notable people, arguably most powerful people in hip hop, and definitely powerful as a voice. You know, people hang on to his every word. When you talk about power in hip hop and culture and business too, how do you feel about that? As it seems like he feels powerless.
The frustration of making people a lot of money and them not respecting you as an equal can be very demeaning, no matter how much money you make. And I think he just had to learn the hard way. So the choices he made were his own. And he's a very intelligent guy. But I think because he thinks when he visualizes the perfect dream, because usually it happens for him, one of those dreams is, if I make a lot of money for you, then you should let me run the company. You should let me be on the board. You should respect me enough to do that because he would do that. But he's not getting the respect that he's given. It's a big trigger for him. And it might make him say things that he doesn't mean because he's articulating things from an emotional place.
Right.
But I'm sure if he had the time to think about what he said, he wouldn't say so many things exactly that way.
Yeah.
But when a man does tell you that he has a health problem,
Mm-hmm.
and that health problem kicks in no matter what it is, I'm diabetic. So if you see me drinking Kool-Aid and eating a lot of candy, and I've told you I'm diabetic, and I'm not taking my insulin, if you're not worried about me, then you don't care about me. And I know him.
Yeah.
So regardless of what he said or anybody else, because he's my brother, I'm only worried about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to judge him as of yet.
Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to say that to him? Because in my mind, and I'm an outsider, it seems like a lot of yes men around him right now. That's my vantage point. I don't know if that's true or not. I really don't, but it feels that way.
You know, the thing about my relationship with Kanye is I try not to speak about our personal conversations in public. It's just a respect thing.
Okay.
But just know that if we do speak, we speak honestly and truthfully. You know? And I just would I wish people that interviewed him cared about him a little more. I think the media makes so much money off his dysfunction that they look past the fact that he might not be healthy. Whether he's too tired or whether, you know, he just needs a break.
Yeah.
But I think when people think he's going to say, the thing about Kanye is he used to be the wild card. Like, you know he's going to say something now.
Yeah.
But that's why people interview him. It's not like if someone asked Kanye or, you know, Kanye said, I want to do an interview and he didn't say anything that was triggering, then it would be a disappointment. Why? Because that person wouldn't make as much money with the clickbait.
Right.
So I personally believe that the press is taking they took advantage of that man, and they have to take some ownership to that.
But why doesn't he do interview? Okay, you don't have the answer for that. Let me back up off of that question. But I always find it interesting that Kanye always goes to the ones that are going to take advantage of him. He doesn't do a lot of black media.
If there's an imbalance, that would be the reason why. It's an imbalance. That's probably more of an imbalance decision. If that's the case, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm not going to do is I don't want to talk about too much about it.
That's fair.
Because I know it triggers him.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So
I respect that.
You know?
As far as the state of the culture, and you know, our hip hop is still, and I'll use racial terms, black owned. That means something in this environment to me, because it does mean that someone like Kanye, not just him, but period, you care, you think a little bit more at length about someone as a human being, not just as clickbait. Like we don't really do clickbait. We get accused of it every now and again, but for the most part, it never happens. So I mean, I guess I'm just kind of saying that I wish more artists would value, you know, the black media and the media that seems to have that genuine care. You know what I mean?
Bro, the reason why people sometimes don't respect black media as much is because black media is not seen by white media. So the problem is when we put each other in boxes, then we only appeal to those in that box. So it's time for us to grow. You know, the most important thing is that you own it. Black own, you own. Your kids own. Whoever you love can own. You can pass. And that's the example that needs to be put forth. But yeah, regardless of what, it really don't matter the color to me of your skin, it matters the color of your soul. But black people, because they know the fight that we've been up against, the only way for us to make white people or other cultures mess with us is for us to stick together.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So, you know, diversifying a brand means getting more people.
That's a fact.
You know, the only way to grow is not to, you know, either you sell more products to the same group, or you have one product that you're selling to more people. in order to talk to people that you don't understand, you got to get people to translate. You got to have people around you that are from these different cultures that you want to take over, that you want to help, that you want to monetize. But at the end of the day, when I approach things, it's like I might always help my people. But if I educate my people and the people that aren't mine aren't, then we fighting them.
Right.
It won't be peace.
Right.
So the only way is to educate both. And all I know is that people that are scared spend a lot of time strategically protecting themselves. People that are not just freestyle. Us as a culture, we ain't scared of nothing. So we're not strategic about protecting ourselves.
Right.
We don't stick together. We're not strategic about sitting at the table and eat. We're not strategic about looking out for each other to maintain a certain amount of wealth.
Yeah.
For us, our children and our grandchildren. We don't do that because we're always in survival mode and we always think we got to protect the plug as if we are not the plug. But we are the plug.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But we've been tricked into not thinking we are.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How have you managed to not become disenfranchised, disgusted even with your own people? Considering you've had so many situations where people turn their back on you or maybe betray you, I don't know, and not work in that spirit of cooperation.
Because I'm doing so well. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was living in a shelter, I'd have to be like, I got to blame somebody for my problems.
Right.
But I ain't got no problems.
Right.
You know, I was able to retire from corporate world at 35, from 51.
Yeah.
I've been on vacation for like 15 years.
Right.
I've been able to see the world for what it really should be seen and how, like, look who I'm clicked up with. I'm running around with principals now.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, I'm teaching classes, I'm helping. I used to come out here to hustle. Now I'm out here to help.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know how crazy that is to me? The last time I was out here was under a whole different circumstance.
Was that with Deuce?
I'm not going to get into all
My
that.
bad.
Yeah. But I'm just saying.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but shout out to Deuce, he was our OG.
Yeah.
He was from out here. You know, he was the one that was like when Jay was acting up. And first because he was trying to quit on us a while ago. And Deuce said, that's not right. And he listened to Deuce. I think Deuce got killed. A year later in a dress shirt,
Wow.
it was over.
That's a piece to Deuce. So, from a business
That was
perspective,
Biggs was.
Biggs did? Shout out to Biggs too. So you got a couple things you're working on. So let's start with the comic book. Let's start with that. What made you, Damon Dash, jump into comic books?
Well, I'm a movie studio, and I didn't want to have to acquire rights to somebody else's comic book. So we had wrote this script, me and this dude Valor, at first. And it was about men. And we were writing it to shoot it during COVID.
Yeah.
So I had it where I could shoot it in my studio and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I evolved the script, made it all women, rewrote it to direct it. And I was gonna shoot it, and then COVID hit again. Remember last year, like a wave of like 40,000 people a day getting it.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, you know what? I think I'm gonna make a comic book out of it and then shoot it. You know what I mean? So I made the comic book because I have a staff that can do anything. We make children's books, movies, music, album covers, fashion. Let's do a magazine.
Right.
And I have I'm in a very good place where I can get advice from the best people that do what they do. So Carl Jones, you know, he does the Boondocks, his cartoons. Very snobby guy. You know, he loves to tell you the truth.
Carl Jones has never responded to me.
Well, just a snobby guy.
I met his daughter once, but
he's great.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
But he was able, like, I was able to, like, start the comic book, show him this every step. I would make sure we were doing it right.
Yeah.
And once I got his approval, a black man that's in the game but killing it, from a very good, like, you know, comic books and animation is, I think, the snobbiest sport. Even snobbier than fashion. Very snobby. You can't just be drawing. They looking at everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could get past Carl, then I know on the comic book side, I'm good money.
Yeah.
And you know, we gave the comic book out here. You know, I guess I don't know what happened. I didn't see any kids, but regardless,
Right.
we gave it, and you know, I'm proud of it. And we're shooting the movie top of the year.
So you shoot a movie to the comic book.
To the comic
It's a
book.
zombie theme. What's it called again?
It's called Dead Weight.
Dead Weight. Right.
It's dope. You should read it. I'll give you a comment. And you know, I showed how the drama that I've done with the Prince of Detroit.
Yeah.
That I showed out here, and people loved it. The young people loved it. I've been winning festivals with it. It's a drama, no guns, no blood, no drug dealing.
Yo, I was surprised at that. You know, Detroit. You know, I love my Detroit people, but the first thing you think about is BMF or something with guns, and I'm waiting for the guns to come out. Faison is in there. I'm thinking, all right, it's about to get up. You know, and it actually never happened. Healthcare. A multi-millionaire off healthcare. And that's what it is. Yeah.
So, you know, and that's the first installation of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rocky has her children's books.
Mm-hmm.
And Applefish Kids, which is like a streaming service nursery school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, teaching kids a different way while entertaining them.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got Nicolette over there. We got her.
Yeah, Nicolette.
I call her
Shout out to
feminine.
Nicolette.
You know, I made her Streets is Watching. My version of it is the O word / Streets is Watching.
Yeah, it's very spicy. I saw some of it.
Very cheeky.
Yeah.
You know, she's embraced her womanhood and the women that she loved to the extent that it distracts her and it reflects in the actual music. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you'll notice that she also does a lot of different kinds of projects. You know, she with the Black Guns. I'm in the rock group.
Yeah. I seen you do rock music online or whatever, but I didn't know that it was your band.
Yeah.
What made you do a band, rock band?
I'm a rock star.
So, okay, all right.
I don't allow anyone that works with me to perform over a track.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, your show, I need to see it live. I like live instrumentation.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I did that project with the Black Keys. I put them on.
Yeah, of course.
So, the artists that were around me, like Nicolette, this dude Hassan, like, you know, now it's not that I focus. I have Blue Rock, which is distribution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our has a label, we streaming a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the artists that are around me, I'm like, yo, y'all want to perform? Don't try to perform with a track. I got to show you how to do it. You need a band, da-da-da. So they were bringing the band, but they wasn't working the band right.
Right.
So I'd have to show them how to do it. But as I be freestyling, that shit was starting to sound good. So they started to turn into records and, you know, just turned into, you know, I'm always trying to help people. It's like, I tell them how to do things that I could do myself.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck it. It's not something that I do for like a living, but it definitely is my therapy. That's the name of the album. We got a Rock You series that shows the making of the first album. And I use all my music. All the music that was in the movie yesterday was the Black Guns. That was my rock band.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So, you know, also, you know, I think rock and roll is the origination of hip hop as well. Like together, we made rock and roll and we made hip hop. It's just, you know, a variation of it.
That's a fact.
You know, but they try to trick us into acting like, you know, we ain't make that. Just like they tricked us into thinking we ain't make up hockey.
Yo, I didn't know that until within the last few years. Yeah.
You know, lacrosse, that's a color.
Yeah.
All the sports are color, but who's the owners?
Well, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That shit hurts. I don't like that. It makes me feel bad when I hear that. Who's the owners?
Did you boycott the NFL? Did you?
No, I ain't boycotting. I'm just gonna start my own NFL.
Yeah. You have an arena.
I have an arena football team. That we I would say last season we did like a pilot season. This season is when it's gonna really. And again, I don't expect it to happen overnight. I gotta learn the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, arena football. You know, for me, it's the instead of the Negro League, it's the Negro League. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we're gonna do all sports. But you know, number one, once I get the television network popping, I have a place to show it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's another thing. All these things work together. Television network, streaming service, movie company, children's, everything. You know, Disney could do it. Why can't they?
Right. That's a fact. How have you tweaked Dame Dash Studios?
Well, I'm about to relaunch it on the blockchain.
Okay.
It's supposed to happen in January. You know, as long as the technology works, we good. So I had to take my streaming service down because the people that built it sucked.
Yeah.
it looked like it could work. It looked like it could do things, but it had too many bugs.
Yeah.
And I had to recalibrate. Also, I didn't want the streaming service to be subscription based. It don't work.
Right.
I wanted to be free, so everyone could get it.
Yeah.
And so I'm relaunching it. You'll be able to get NFTs. It'll be on the blockchain. You'll be able to do all the things that my other one was doing, where you can buy the clothes while you see it, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And complete new program. But at the end of the day, you're going to see me having my own linear network very soon.
Good.
Very soon.
Good.
I'm like it's funny because it's like a couple of us that are still here, and the ones that are still here, they got billions next to their name before. I'm the only one that's still here, but I'm indie. But I'm still here. I'm the indie guy.
Right.
But you know what the word independence means? It means freedom.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Freedom means independence. So that means I'm the free guy.
Yeah.
Who would you rather be, the rich slave or the decent free guy?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm a side with freedom, personally.
How much did someone give you to make you do a bid?
Not a thing.
Not $100 million for 10 years.
Nah.
Let me get you do 10 years for $100 million.
Not at this age, no.
At any age, I'm not getting behind no.
I don't think so.
If
Yeah,
I
don't think so.
And I could get out of jail for $100 million, and it was my last 100. I say take it.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact.
Money ain't worth your freedom, but we've been tricked into believing it is.
Right.
I'm the free one.
Yeah.
So that means to me, I'm the richest.
Yeah.
Because I'm the freest.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Period.
And you don't feel no way when you see the Forbes list?
I'm not a rapper.
Right. Well,
No.
the rappers on the Forbes list aren't that active.
They're all rappers.
Yeah.
It's about,
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
I never put myself ever in the same category as a rapper. No disrespect, but it's just not. I don't have that celebrity to leverage. I didn't make records.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I'm doing it on my own without the celebrity to leverage. I don't sell records.
Yeah.
I sell product.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anyone that does. Yeah. But name somebody on that Forbes list that didn't spit a lyric. No disrespect to them. So I'm not comparing myself to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all could be the richest of the rappers.
Shout out to Robert Smith. He's not a rapper, but that's another story.
But that's not what we're talking about.
I know. No. Okay.
Then I want to shut you down then. Yo, hold up.
Definitely shut me down. Yeah, definitely had me rubbing my chin. Like, okay, all right. I'm like, oh.
It's the truth though.
Yeah, no.
But you gotta remember, my win is different than most. I ain't worried about what people think. You know, the thing is, as long as I don't compare myself to people, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm doing better now than anyone, no disrespect, in my whole family ever did. And I had a successful family.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Course, yeah.
I was able to break a first generation social class.
Mm-hmm.
How could I be comparing myself to an entertainer?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm entertaining, but I'm not an entertainer.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gonna never look at that. I'll be happy because whoever that I was affiliated with that gets successful is just waving my flag. Right. It's a stack to me.
Yeah. Nah, bro.
Every time they mention someone I'm affiliated with doing well, it means more of a feather in my cap.
Yeah. And they can't get around it.
Unless I have a terrible ego.
Right.
And you know, the funny thing is I'm confident. But to me, ego is based on insecurity, and I'm not insecure. I'm confident. I think people get that twisted. You got to be confident to win regardless. And most people don't understand it because they don't win.
Yeah. Do you get tired?
Rarely. Never to this fun.
You said you never worked. Or at least not for a long time. Did you ever have a job?
I had one for like 10 minutes when I was like 13, 14. Like right before I get my working papers.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a spot. I guess I was supposed to be for prepping food or some shit, but I was supposed to make money.
Was you making chopped cheese or
Nah,
something?
none of that. It was like I had to split shrimps.
Okay.
And what I didn't like, I don't eat seafood.
Okay.
But I ain't like it was doo in the shrimp all the time. When you split the shit, it's a line of doo. I'm like, that's disgusting. But then you think about it. When you kill a cow and put them in a blender, if you bust them in half, how much shit she thinks in a cow or chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 100% of chicken got doo-doo on it, fecal. 90% of meat got doo-doo on it. You know there's a tolerance for pus in meat? Like you got this much pus, this much rat hair, this much doo-doo. Now, if you got doo-doo on your plate, I don't care how good the food is, if there's a little piece of doo-doo on your plate, are you still eating the food off that plate?
No, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are. If you eat meat, you are. But you just, you know.
I'm vegan. I'm vegan.
Yeah, okay.
I'm vegan.
I would do that if I was, I'm telling you.
No, you vegetarian now,
I'm vegetarian.
right?
I was vegan for a couple of years, and then when I got pregnant and started eating egg and cheese.
Okay. Yeah.
But other than that, nothing that's ever taken a shit. I'm not eating it.
Yeah. I was vegan for a while. I was.
How'd you feel?
Well, I ate too many potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't exactly. I felt better mentally.
All carb diet will make you lose a lot of weight.
Yeah. So I'm working my way back to it, but you know, here in St. Croix, where we at right now, it seems like they don't have no healthy options
At all. Not in this spot. Where we good. We'll talk about that
no
later.
disrespect. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
That's off the record. Sorry,
Off the
I didn't
record.
mean to step off.
But it's been great.
Yeah, it's been great.
Focus on the love.
Focus on the love. Shout out to Aqua.
That's why I was like, we went to the hotel. They was like, nah, focus on the love. 'Cause we rich with love out here. You know, this is 5-star love.
So let's shift to music a little. You touched on it a little bit, the rock band, Nicolette. What else you have going on
In music?
Yeah.
There's the Black Guns. There's I have the whole label. And again, I distribute.
Oh, by the way, I still haven't done that TikTok to the interlude you did on the album, on his album.
Which one?
The interlude, the talking interlude.
Yeah. Like you trying to get me to do a video right now.
It's the most motivational thing ever.
Oh, it is.
Word.
Oh,
yeah.
you talking about the one that we did on the live?
No, it's a skit.
That's what it is.
And that's what you want to say over?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you just put that on it. You got that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Then also I got the 8-track and Cameron album out right now. Did you know that?
No, I
You wasn't there?
What?
That's the name of it. You wasn't there. Was number
I
one.
wasn't there.
hip-hop
No, I
chart.
wasn't there.
Yeah,
You and Cam, man, I'm saying, man, y'all don't show me no love, man.
Cam, I haven't.
Cam, I ain't interviewed. Okay, let me take that
Don't
back.
put me in that because I always anytime you ask for an interview, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll throw that out there. Shout out to Jim Jones, I always talk to you. But wait a minute, you got an album with Cam? A whole album? Cam and who?
8-track.
8-track?
It's called You Wasn't There.
8-track, the white dude?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You don't remember that record we had like 5 years ago? There was like Dipset, You Dipshits. Dip was on Hot 97 and all that.
I probably
That was the first single to that project, but
Okay.
we finally put it out.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go listen to it. That's what's up. Okay, so yeah, so what about young talent? How do you feel about things right now? Like, it's a lot different from back in the day, but do you still listen to hip hop?
Hell yeah.
Who you like?
For right now,
Yeah.
you know what record I like now? I like Poland.
Who?
You don't know about Poland? I took the wall to Poland. You see them?
Nah, see, I'm in the underground.
Also I like.
Who's that record?
That ain't no underground. That's Yanni.
Lil Yachty, yeah.
Oh, you know,
I heard of it. Yeah, I heard of it.
You know, it's kind of old now, but you know, I like. You thought I was feeling you? Oh yeah. Kodak right now got the good record out because you got the wall. They can say my name in it. If you say my name in it, that's on my playlist.
Yeah.
Because I like the front on my kids. But when I hear relevant people saying my name still, I'm very happy about it. I like it because I can start on my kids. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like
He
stuff
does
like
like Ice Spice.
Ice Spices.
Ice
I like
Spice.
and also Gorilla.
Yeah.
I like a ratchet ass friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
man.
all that. It's hard because, you know, I hang out with people that listen to that,
Yeah.
listen to hip hop. I don't judge hip hop, I'm too old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like to see, sometimes I'll be like, what would I have been
Yeah.
in, you know, the Dame Dash in 2020, what would he have been? Would he have been braids? Would he have tight jeans on? Would he have rips? Or would he, you know, right now I'll tell you the kids are super baggy.
Yeah, they are now.
Baggy,
Yeah.
super bag, 6X.
Right. I'm glad I held on to some of that. Of course, I'm not.
You gotta buy a new bag, you can't be old bag.
I can't do Old Bay. No.
I don't think so. You
So
probably
that
could, but I
velour
would-
I had back, that velour.
You could do it. But it has to be baggy.
Right.
Is it still
It's
baggy?
baggy as hell.
Oh, then it
I
must
don't know how I reward it.
Yeah, back in the day, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
It's back there.
Okay, definitely. So you don't want to sign anybody though?
I would never sign anybody partnerships. I don't want nobody signing me. That sounds like they must like you're signed to me.
Right.
We're partners. And I've always done that.
You got a new song coming out.
Oh yeah, we did a record. We just came back from UK, and Nicolette did a record with what's her name again? Nadia Rose. And also El Boogie, the famed photographer.
El Boogie, shout out to El Boogie.
She's like the Annie Leibovitz of our time right now.
Annie Leibovitz sued me one time, and there was nothing I could do about it.
What'd you do?
She just took my money.
What'd you do?
We accidentally posted the cover of a magazine, which usually is safe because you're promoting the magazine,
And they sued you for it?
and she owned the image on the magazine, not the magazine.
It's not that serious for me. I love anybody's phone.
Yeah, but
Annie's no friend of mine.
how much did she hit you for?
It's a couple of dollars, brother.
It was over 6 digits.
Not over 6. No.
Man, you see, I'm in court all the time. I have assholes trying to sue me. Every time I catch somebody stealing, they accuse me of stealing. Crazy how the law is. And I'm going to get to that. I'm going to make documentaries.
What do you mean? Are you talking about this thing with the photographer?
Oh, with one? Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I caught her stealing. A year later, I get a lawsuit.
Okay.
That's how it goes. But it's a bunch of things. It's like lawyers. Every issue I have is over an accountant and a lawyer. They ain't shit.
Yeah.
But I'll get at them my way legally.
So you and Monique won. I'll just say Monique.
And I ain't talking about them. Don't get no problem. There's a really dirty thing. You try to help somebody and they try to steal from you and your family. You catch them and try to accuse yourself. That shit is nuts. But fuck them. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, all my lawsuit defamations and just lying. Like straight.
Right.
Crazy.
It's funny. I was looking at some of the stuff Nicolette has, and she's like, part of the movie is like, I follow Damon, his crazy stuff. A lot of it is court. Some of it was court stuff.
Deposition.
Yeah. What else? I mean, are you
It's
going
Chris
to-
Brown. I got like 5 lawsuits in 1 year. Not the lawyer. He's
Chris Brown?
The lawyer.
Not this year.
For what? Oh, the lawyer, Chris Brown. Okay.
We'll get it.
All right.
Because because it's like, it's crazy that someone could really lie on you when they're the ones that you catch stealing.
Right.
Period. And that's the biggest defense for a thief is to call the person that called him a thief. Period.
Gotcha. Copy that. So you do, it's funny, when we were about to do this interview, I was like, we're going to get away from the documentaries, the Nicolette and El Boogie document you it seems like every second of your life.
That's witness.
Is that what it's for?
One of those, but I make history every day. So you want to make sure it's documented. Content is king.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having so much fun that you would not believe how much fun I'm having unless I was able to show you. So if you notice, every funny story I've told you, I'd be like, let me show you.
Right.
And they be epic stories that you'd be like, he exaggerated. Right?
Yeah.
Like an average person say these things like, oh, I heated up Kevin Hart or I punched Andre Berto in the mouth. I'd be having the shit on tape. You feel me? But also when people accuse me of doing things, I'd be like, it's right there on tape.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it plays both ways.
By the way, I just want to note, I've known you for a long time, and I remember the chin checkers, and I remember, all you was deep into the boxing game, and I was trying to get in the boxing game. I was working with Damon Feldman. I was,
They got killed.
No, Feldman, what's his name? It's Damon Feldman, right?
Yeah.
Who does celebrity boxing now.
Oh, Damon. Yeah.
And we went to a promoter, and we tried to get a deal with them, and they kind of flipped it on us. They wanted us to sell tickets, and we wanted to show, we wanted to do hip hop and boxing back then. This is at least 15 years ago, but they weren't receptive to that, basically.
Right. Something you had to do yourself.
Yeah, definitely. But I didn't know you were a boxer, like a damn golden, like a real boxer.
Yeah.
And I track all the boxers in hip hop. 50, Joe Budden, Willie D.
Joe Budden.
Yeah, Joe Budden used to box.
I don't know.
Yeah, he used to box. There's probably some others I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, believe it or not.
I signed Joe Budden.
Oh, you did?
He was on microphone.
What happened?
Jay fucked that up. So was Louis.
Oh, with the whole
They was all signed.
Well, I did Joe Budden's first article for the Source magazine. We was real cool. Anyway, you have you're a forward thinker. So like I said, I've seen you do Block Savvy. You had the boxing thing. You've had several versions of business forward thinking. What do you think about the fact that now a lot of your truths and your visions have either been done by other people, or you didn't get the support to, for it to manifest properly yourself?
I got too many ideas to do more.
Okay.
So every day, I think of an innovation that I'd be like, you could do this, but I doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Somebody else does it.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah.
You know what would be dope, but like, well, I enjoy that. So, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm very receptive. I'm very logical. So I just tend to get things based on math before most. I don't know why. And I get copied all the time. Business models.
Yeah.
Remember, I was the first guy selling vodka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever think of like just sticking with one thing?
I can't.
Why not?
Got a problem.
So you're a serial killer entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too good at too many things.
Yeah.
I'm too confident in myself.
Yeah.
There's really nothing I don't think I can do.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that I want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, it's madness, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun.
What happens if you never meet Jay-Z? What is your life like?
I would probably put somebody else on. Somebody, but they probably wouldn't have been able to rob me.
Pardon me?
I said I'd put somebody else on, but I probably wouldn't put them in a position to rob me.
To rob you? Well, I'm not gonna get into the Jay-Z stuff. I know
But
that's-
you asked about him, so you
Well,
I was a little.
No,
Can't say
no,
names,
no.
so I'm not gonna get into
I
it.
I said literally without him.
What would I be without anybody? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's not like him and I were like in like that kind of relationship that I'm thinking like that at all. You know what I mean? Either I may have not been as big in hip hop, or I may have been bigger. Or
Right.
you just really don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I might have grabbed it. I had the option to manage or put a lot of artists out that I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How was it being a family man?
I love it. It's the best shit in the whole world.
Yeah.
Principal, he says I'm different now because I got a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as ornery. I'm not as reactive.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be true because every other child I've had, I had to fight to see. It hurt me because that's all I've ever wanted was a family.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have one. I got a ride or die family. Like I got my son with me, my girl with me, and we work together. We have a whole little bubble, and it's dope. I haven't been any place where anyone was having more fun than me ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been around billionaires, real ones, the hood, every class and type. Nobody has more fun than me.
Yeah.
And I would be all right with it because if someone was, I'd just go join their party.
Right.
I'm looking for more fun.
That's
But I've never been in a crew that says, oh God, they're having more fun than you, or we're like sitting around silent, like, why are they having fun and we're not?
right.
I've never been in that situation in my life.
Yeah.
I'm always having the most fun in the world, no
That's
matter
what's
what.
I appreciate that.
It bothers the shit out of me.
Cause I'm the opposite. Yeah. Cause I'm definitely the opposite. I'm always having the least amount of fun.
You're the guy in the back seat that's too small and you're about to throw up.
Oh wow. That's an inside joke, yo. That's an inside joke. Nah, Dame, I appreciate your time, man. Definitely salute, respect, and definitely we gonna that's my phone.
Yeah, no.
See that? See that?
My bad.
Nah, that's good.
Mine's charging up over there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Any last words, anything like that? You know,
this would not be.
you got a lot of plans, huh?
I said this would not be very, but that was a lot, in the last word before
Yeah.
you get knocked.
No. I feel you. You know, you do have a lot of plans for
Yeah.
potential plans out here in.
Everywhere I go, there's plans. But yes, the Virgin Islands look for it. You know, again, I never want to do an interview without mentioning the commission and the OSG, everything that we do as a real family and how we.
Can you explain OSG real quick?
OSG is over 200 principals around the world that are predominantly from economically challenged places. And they work together, they support, like I've never seen each other and me. They love children, you know, and they're very open for evolution because the stronger they get, the stronger they teach the teachers and teach the kids. And they've applied so many different kinds of ways to take care of children that aren't being taken care of.
Yeah.
They care about their kids and they care about other people's kids almost equally. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Dennis McKeezy put them together, put me with Principal Ott. You know, what we do is we highlight the good shit, not the bad.
Yeah.
And then we teach each other how to apply. Like you could see the effect each principal has on each principal based on how the curriculum evolves.
Yeah.
The way they do things, like, it's crazy. And it's a wall of support.
Super progressive.
I just never seen all kinds of I've never seen this many. Like I haven't seen dumb people stick together, but I haven't seen smart people stick together.
Yeah.
These are brilliant people. Like there's like a challenge, the doctrine challenge. You feel me? They play different games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they stand out because they're cooler than drug dealers and rappers. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's the influence we need for people that are really trying to help us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do anything I can to help them because they help me so much.
Yeah.
They've helped me with curriculums for my own kids
Right.
that I'll apply right now. My kid is 2 with the brain of a 6-year-old by
Yeah.
doctor standards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that all happened from that curriculum, from the womb. Like they literally was like, they in the womb, they started class right now.
Right.
Gave me instruction and a manuscript and a blueprint and a roadmap to success on being a parent and making a child, when they become an adult, a great parent.
Right.
You know? That's why I'm out here. OSG love.
Shout out to OSG. I'm gonna jump on those calls. Oh, y'all don't do the calls.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do?
We stopped for the entrepreneur calls. We stopped for the summer.
Okay.
So we got to pick them back up. But they still do the Thursdays.
Gotcha.
But you know what it is now that, like a lot of these principals became entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Books, labels,
Mm-hmm.
tours,
Yeah.
all type of stuff. And so we meet individually.
Okay.
You know, it's like in every class, there's those that stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the ones that stand out because they won it,
Yeah.
those are the ones that we kind of collectively get things going.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back to doing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. Shout out to OSG, Jennifer McKeezy, Principal Jocko. She's helped us a lot with our children's stuff.
Yeah. That's dope.
Dr. Action. Lay's actually put me in that.
Lazy Lays. Shout out to Lays.
Yeah,
LLP.
And Lays was part of the Fight Club. So you didn't know about the Fight Club? I should make a movie about it. The Fight Club was, we used to box. I used to go, Jay used to go, Q-Tip, Heavy D.
What's this?
It was the Fight Club.
Yeah.
In Chelsea. This was years ago.
In the what, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95?
It was like 2000.
Well, yeah, I was just kind of getting in the game.
2000. Who else go? We all used to go. Dude got good hands. Q-Tip would fight.
So y'all used to fight?
Yeah.
What? Talk. Whoa. Talk. What? Talk about. What was it? That's crazy. I've never heard of this. First of all, Q-Tip is not known as a fighter.
Yeah, play with him if you want.
Yeah? Well, so Jay used to throw hands?
Yeah,
He was all right?
he wasn't the best.
He was.
I've had to lay leather on people because they put hands on them for sure.
For real?
Yeah.
Who'd you lay out?
Jabberdoshis.
Who's that?
I had to call him Jabberdoshis because he used to throw jabs all the time. He
Right.
was jabs, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was getting cheap with Jay, so I knocked his ass out.
Wow. Who else was in it? Heavy D used to throw hands? What?
Heavy D could fight. I remember one time my trainer, still, a trainer, Mr. Dostrice.
Okay.
And, you know, he was a funny guy because I used to talk a lot of shit, but I could fight. So he was like, he put me in there with Heavy, like he was like a novice or whatever, but I went in there without a headgear on. And Heavy caught me.
Wow.
And I was like hurt. It was like he slowed me down.
Okay.
But, you know, he's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah, of course.
Pure heavyweight, but, yeah, Heavy had good hands.
What about Bumpy Knuckles? Was he in there?
No.
The Bumpy Knuckles is, what about Tretch?
Nah, bro, I didn't say Tretch. But Tretch is my bro. I'm sure he could.
I'm just thinking of the people.
The ones I said were the ones that were there.
Okay.
I'm not challenging anybody out there. Anyone I can fight better than.
Right.
Those are all my brothers, but yeah, that was
that's dope. That's dope, though.
Cream used to go sometimes. Cream.
Yeah.
Cream used to hit the bag with no reps.
Right.
I'd be like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Damn.
So wait a minute.
I would bring all the, you know, the league would come through, and all the, you know, everyone I would hang out with would come through. We all used to box.
What made y'all do that? Like, I mean, I find this fascinating.
Because I used to box, so you know, everyone started boxing.
Yeah. That's dope. I got a little setup in my basement, but that's another story.
You always gotta have I always have a bag, a heavy bag and a speed bag in my garage, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like that's I have to.
Yeah. Nah.
I gotta have a heavy bag.
Yeah. Yo, man, Dang, I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Definitely.